Now, you refer to hip hop as a modern day minstrel show.
Yeah, so I think there's a way in which hip hop has been used, a particular type of hip hop, to promote a particular image of blackness over and above others, where there's a certain type of behavior that is rewarded by the mainstream white, predominantly white society. So you can rap about murdering niggas, you can rap about materialism, and then all black people will be blamed for that conduct. But then if you question those things, so for example, Dead Prez's album, when Dead Prez's album Let's Get Free came out, from my understanding, they put a sticker over the cover, right? Because they didn't want to show kids with guns in Soweto rising up against apartheid. Or when Mos Def makes a song called The Rape's Over and talks about corporate control of hip hop and calls that kind of stuff out, the song's taken off his album without his notice. So to me, there's this American racism has always been and must necessarily always be underpinned by controlling the image of blackness, by creating a one-dimensional image. That's not that there are none of these behaviors in the black community, but where there are exceptional behaviors, they're never blamed on blackness. So I think there's a certain degree of negative, stereotypical images of blackness that have been promoted and elevated within hip hop. And it's only when you travel the world, I think even for a lot of black Americans, I don't know if there's the realization, unless you're fortunate enough to travel a lot, how widespread it is.
80% of the mainstream releases have been about trap houses, guns, bricks, gross materialism, strip clubs, hoes, pimps, criminals. It's long overdue for some analyzation of it all. The lowering of our moral frequencies and energies, the perversion of ourselves and worldview, raising new generations of beautiful children on low denominator and stereotypical images and lyrics. The world is watching, and my group for 30 years has been at the forefront of fighting this. And I've seen a lot, and I know there's always room for growth in any artist. Someone made a meme that crossed my timeline using a picture of numerous industry folks and rappers toasting at a pre-Grammy party. They included in a meme a caption about these men perpetuating negative images. I knew they weren't literally talking about these particular men, but more so a general statement. So I then reposted that image because it had many highly celebrated and very wealthy moguls within it. I added my thoughts about these types of successes, who've many times used these negative topics as a catapult to their success, and that they're being congratulated by a white supremacist agenda that has wreaked utter havoc on our world. What I thought was just another simple speech post got reposted, and from there, it went viral. Viral! To me, knowing how enamored the masses could be towards the rich and famous, it was imperative that someone put quote-unquote success into perspective. We still have women and young girls who are passionate rap fans that are called bitches and hoes on almost every record. Our little boys and little girls soaking it all in. Drugs, violence, and bitches.
Bad, cooking up dope with a ooze.
My bitch is bad.
That little bitch, you can fuck with me.
And this has been going on for decades.
Boss, you a worker, bitch.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
It appears to me that most have simply embraced it.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on these nuts and suck the dick.
I have a beautiful daughter. I have nieces. I have young aspiring girls at my wife and I's Fayetteville, Georgia art school. It's a sad thing for this degradation to be happening. Even at times it's just happening in the hood, but it goes to being satanic when this degradation is mass produced by the entertainment industry for the whole world to digest. The degradation of women, the glorification of violence and drugs has been going on for a long time, but today it's normalized. With full support by multi-billion-dollar corporations and brands who sponsor these artists in commercials and concerts and advertisements on radio stations across the entire nation. It's now as American as apple pie. Some will say that these negative stereotypes simply started in their hood, and this music is just being honest.